What's the haps, folks? This is Professor App here with some ranked battles for Splatoon 2. And for those of you who missed any of my previous ranked battle videos, I encourage you to check out the playlist. There's a link to it in the description below. So always keep up to date with all of the ranked battles I post on this channel. But anyway, today we're going to be trying out the L-3 Nozzlenose, which is an interesting weapon I've found. It's certainly one that I've certainly taken a shine to, actually. I do like it when they try to do something a bit more like interesting and unique with the weapons, because for those who don't know, the L-3 Nozzlenose is actually, it's like a semi-automatic weapon. So normally when you've got a shooter, you can like hold down the R trigger and it'll fire continuously, whereas with the L-3 Nozzlenose you just hold it down, it'll fire, like, shoot 3 shots and then stop. So in order to keep it going, you have to like press it over and over again, like to keep a good steady shot of, you know, ink going. So I quite like it, and I've decided to test it out a bit because I do quite like the idea of doing something like this. So I thought I'd give it a try and see how it goes. And so today we're doing a bit of a Clam Blitz. So this is going to be interesting. I think another reason why I quite like this one in particular, because there are other like semi-automatic weapons on this game, is because it comes with the good old curling bomb. So as you can see here, I launch my curling bomb straight away. I go left, try and get these clams here. So at this point I was just trying to think of trying to get a bit of coverage and trying to decide what to do and how best to approach this. I filled my baller here quite quickly, as you can see. And I get quite a few clams here, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, my teammates end up letting those people past, and because of that, I tried to go after that one. But honestly, I probably should have gone after the person with the super clam instead. But at the time I thought it might have been a good idea to try and stop them from getting more clams over, you know, because when they break the barriers they might try and throw more clams into the basket. I thought it might be a good idea to try and stop them, but obviously that didn't quite work. I actually get someone there with my curling bomb, which is quite nice, but unfortunately it's not enough. I do end up taking 1 or 2 of them out, but unfortunately they end up getting all the way down to 30. Actually, they get down to 27 because there was one person there who threw just 1 more clam in, and as you can see, it's probably going to be it's going to be like that for basically the remainder of this match, I'm afraid. So I do try my best here, try and get a few more clams and hopefully help my teammates out. I launched my baller here because I saw someone throw a burst bomb there to that person with the super clam, and so, you know, just to try and scare them away, but I didn't end up getting the KO. I don't know why I went over to try and get that super clam, because I should have known that someone would have been waiting there. But I suppose I just thought it would be a good idea just try and get something, try and score, you know, maybe a few points or something like that. And I don't know how they managed to get the super clam back there, because our maps were almost completely green. They still managed to get past somehow, so I don't know how that worked. But anyway, at this point I was just trying to get out of here because I saw someone trying to shoot me from behind, so I just decided to try and get out of here as quickly as possible. And there was someone there jumping, and I don't know if they got them or not. I saw someone jump there, but I don't know whether they're actually hitting. I guess they weren't, and now as you can see here, we're basically all dead. So that's very, very fine. It's going to be one of those matches, I'm afraid. But anyway, so I decided to get the super clam here because, as you don't know, whenever someone scores in your goal, you actually get another super clam ready for you. I tried to go up here to try and throw it into the basket, but unfortunately that roller's just waiting there. It's just staying in that one spot. And honestly, I don't blame them for waiting there. They have such a huge lead. They can afford to just stay in that one spot and just kill anyone who goes up, you know, goes past them. Which is exactly what they're doing, basically. So I tried to defend the person with the super clam here, because I saw there was someone there trying to get them, and I launched a baller here to try and take them out, but unfortunately I don't quite get it, and I end up getting surrounded on both sides here by that ink brush and those splat dualies. So that didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to. And so at this point, just to try and you know, get out and try to do something about the situation. I saw that ink brush person there, so I launched a curling bomb to try and get them, hopefully get them or just scare them away, because this weapon's range isn't the best, I don't think. I'm in a bit of a very bad situation here, because I had those Tenta missiles targeting me while I was waiting for that person with that super clam, but I ended up taking them out, thankfully. But I guess it's not really much, because we're so far behind, it didn't really make much of a difference. I saw that person come up here to try and take them out, but unfortunately we do end up taking them out, but unfortunately I end up no, I don't get taken out there. I thought for some reason I got taken out by that splattershot person. Now I was thinking that someone's probably waiting there for me, and like I say, they have no reason to move from that spot. But I think they got taken out there. I think it was that Splat Roller who was waiting, so they ended up getting taken out. And I thought it might be a good opportunity for us, to go in and hopefully score a few points. But unfortunately, I get attacked by that ink brush, and I end up exploding my ballers straight in their face and I also take out that splash shot. So that's quite nice. But then, unfortunately, the roller respawns and ends up taking me out to try to get up, so we end up don't getting anywhere, which is all fine and dandy. So I sort of knew at this point we can't really do much here to try and get back, because they really had just one big push at the start, and that was really all they needed. I don't know how they were able to get there so easily, but I guess that's I guess they just had they're in the right place at the right time, I suppose. And so, like I say, I'm just trying to wait for the right time to get that Super Clam and hopefully get into the basket, but unfortunately I get taken out by the Splat Dualies, and everyone else gets taken out at the same time as me, so we don't end up scoring anything in this round, I don't think. So like I say, I do try my best to try and hopefully get a few more clams in, or just to get any clams in at all, really, but unfortunately I don't get it in time, and that's going to be the game, I'm afraid. So, not a particularly great start. I'll probably admit I didn't play as well as I could have, but I think I have to say that some of my teammates weren't doing probably as much as they could have either. I feel like they let them get to those clams those clams into the basket really quickly. I don't know why they let them get that far, but anyway, we're going to go on to the second battle of this video now, and I will be right back. Okay, so for this second battle we are still doing Clam Blitz, and this time we are in Starfish main stage. And I'll have to say I actually quite like Starfish main stage. I think it's one of my favourite maps, favourites of the new maps at least. Yeah, I think I do quite like Starfish main stage in all modes. There aren't really that many that I don't think I'll particularly like. But anyway, my launch a curling bomb here is just to hopefully form a path for me, because as you know, I really love the curling bomb. I think it's really useful for mobility. I get a few clams here, and I was considering going around to the right, but he was saying this way. I was wondering what exactly he was doing, but it turns out he just decided to squid bag for no reason. Launch a baller here to try and maybe clear out some of the enemy team, because I saw there were quite a few of them all in the centre there, so I thought maybe I could try and take a few of them out perhaps. I saw that person there with the Super Clam go back, and I was trying to go retreat and stop them, but I was a bit too slow, and I couldn't stop them from throwing the clam into the basket. Thankfully, that person who launched a 10 to missile was able to let me fill up my special gauge a bit more, so that was something. I just launched a curling bomb here just in case they try to jump down and hopefully splat them in case they do. And I was just waiting here just to see what they were going to do, and basically see if they would come up here or go down to the right. And I tried to stop them before they get the super clam in, but unfortunately they don't. I managed to take one person out and try to take out, and also end up taking out this person with the ink brush while they were throwing clams in. I don't know if they knew I was there or not, or if they were just thought best to throw in as many clams as possible, which is personally what I would have done. I thought it was quite funny how I just rolled right up behind them and just exploded without them even noticing I was there. Launch a curling bomb just to hopefully, just to get a bit more mobility. Try to take out the ink brush person, but I don't, because they're a bit too fast for me. One thing I found with this weapon is you do have to be quite accurate when using it, because as you can see here, I think you launch like 3 shots at once, and it's a bit difficult to try and get that rhythm going, with keeping up that steady stream of shots, so that you can consistently keep firing on your opponent. And I guess it's a bit more difficult if you're not used to it, but I've had a bit of practice using this weapon, so I feel like I can use it to some good effect. I honestly haven't tried the L-3 Nozzlenose D, because I've heard that has a burst bomb which might be a bit more useful. So anyway, I launch my ball here and go all the way straight to their base, and I'll say like this way to hopefully get my teammates to come and throw the clams in. Thankfully, we end up taking the lead, which is quite nice. That was a very good push. So because I launched my ball there to take them out, and I think I took 1 or 2 of them out. And at this point I went back to try and hopefully maybe get a few clams, because I didn't actually have any clams at that point. I tried to get back to maybe get a few clams before the basket went up, but I don't quite make it in time, which is unfortunate. So at this point I'm just waiting to see what the opponents do, and I saw them then pick up that other super clam there. And one tactic I've found that's quite useful when you're doing Clam Blitz is just when you see one of your opponent's super clams, you can just wait there and see if they, whenever they try to get it, you can splat them, which is what happened to me in the last one, and that's what happened there as well. I ended up taking out that person when he tried to get that super clam. So that's quite nice. At this point I was trying to throw my clams over to that person over there, but he ends up throwing himself in the water. I don't know whether he tries to like jump over to the other side or not, but that was a bit weird. I was like, hey, come on, I've got clams for you, here, take him. And he just ran away and then threw himself in the water. He's like, no, I don't want him, I'm going to die. So I launched my baller here to try and, as usual, just try and scare them away and to help my teammates, get a few of the clams in, to keep the opponents away so my teammates can get clams into the basket, but it doesn't quite work out, I'm afraid. And so I tried to get a few more clams here and hopefully get into the basket, but unfortunately I saw that person there who had the blue super clam, and I thought I probably should head back just to make sure they can't get it. And I think we're in quite a good position here because I think we've got a few clams here for us to throw into the basket. I tried to go around to the right here so they could avoid me because, as you saw previously, I didn't have enough range to throw my clams into the basket from the top. So I thought I might have to get a bit closer to throw my clams in. So that's why I went round instead of just throwing them right there on the spot. Unfortunately, I get a splatter before I could throw my clams in. But hey, like I say, always saying the best thing to do in that situation is just to throw in as many clams as you can, and don't worry about whether you get splattered or not. But anyway, I was trying to throw a few clams here because you can actually throw clams to your teammates, and they can then pick them up, which will allow them to get a super clam, for example, which is a good way to help get a super clam quickly and then get it into the basket, which is what I was trying to do there. And like I say, I was just trying to defend this super clam here, and they end up getting it, and they almost actually slip past us, which is a bit concerning. But I end up taking them out, which is all right. So, like I say, at this point, I thought I might be able to throw this super clam into the basket, but somehow they managed to get past and throw one of their super clams into our basket. I don't know how they managed that, but thankfully my teammates were able to stop them from getting any more clams into our basket, and that's going to be the game. So, obviously that's a bit of a better showing than the first one. It seems to be a bit of a running theme on this, where the first one doesn't seem to do well in terms of me showing off how well I can play with this weapon, whereas the later ones show off a bit more, and I end up getting 9 kills and 5 balls, which I thought was quite nice considering I don't use this weapon that much. I mean, I've been playing it for quite a bit, but I don't use it that often overall. But anyway, we're going to go on to the final battle in this video, and I will be right back. Okay, so for the final battle in this video, we are back in Starfish main stage, which is honestly, I think I would have preferred it to Walleye Warehouse, which was the one that you saw in the first video. I think I do prefer. I mean, I still like Walleye Warehouse, but I prefer Starfish main stage overall. Just think it's a more fun map. So as usual, I'll launch a curling bomb here to get me a bit quicker because of, like I say, the curling bomb is a really useful tool for mobility. I get a few clams here, and I noticed that some people actually miss these clams back here, so I end up picking them up and getting them over to get a clam up as quickly as possible. I was just sort of waiting here to try and see what the opponent does, and I ended up I don't know if that was me who took that person out, but oh well, we managed to take him out, which is one thing. I saw someone shooting to the right there, and I thought I'd best launch my ball to just to protect myself. I ended up rolling into them, bouncing off and rolling down to the side, which was quite funny. I don't know. Honestly, I think you should just straight up KO them if you roll into them like that, but oh well. And this was a really good opportunity here because we managed to take all of them out at once, and so at that point it was a really good opportunity for us to get loads of clams in, and we ended up getting all the way down to 50, I think. Yeah, about 50 before they end up taking us all out. Oh, actually we end up going even further down to like 38. Yeah, so that was a really good opportunity for us to go in and break down their barrier and then throw loads of clams in. I saw this person here with a ball, so I thought I should probably wait and hopefully take them out when they explode. But unfortunately, that doesn't quite work out. Like I say, and this weapon is this weapon's actually quite weak. I don't know if you've noticed, because you fire it once, and if you hit them all, you then have to shoot again before you can actually take them out. Unfortunately. I mean, there is the H-3 Nozzlenose, which is a bit more powerful than that, but there's a trade-off. It's actually quite a bit slower, so I guess it's just down to preference as to which one you prefer. Anyway, so at this point, so they somehow managed to get past us and get the super clam into our basket. I end up taking one of them out before they can get any more clams into the basket, and I thought this is a good opportunity for me to launch my ball to try and make a path for my teammates to hopefully get the clam into the basket. Unfortunately, that person there threw the clam and didn't quite make it into the basket, but thankfully there were 2 clams there, and my teammate threw one and I threw the other, which allowed us to get like 40 points at once, which is really, really good, and it allowed us to get, you know, quite a good lead. I swam back here to try and find maybe a few more clams for me to throw into the basket like I did last time, but unfortunately, again, I don't end up, the barrier goes back up before I can get back, so that didn't quite work out the way I wanted. I'm taking out one person, which is quite nice, and decided to launch my ball here to, you know, to clear out this area so that my teammates can throw another clam into the basket. And so, which is exactly what happens here, and we end up getting a few more clams into the basket, and we all just sort of try and go straight for all the same clams at once. I don't know if you saw there, there's one guy and me who went for those 4 clams on the top there, and we all both went for them at the same time, and we ended up I ended up taking them and ended up getting splattered for it, unfortunately. So that didn't quite work out how I'd hoped. So I tried to, I saw that person shouting this way, and I saw he had 9 clams left, so I threw 1 clam over for them so they could get a super clam. Unfortunately, they didn't quite make it into the basket. I think they were just a bit too far away or something. But luckily, I managed to sneak in and pick it up before that person can splat me, which is quite nice, and we end up breaking their barrier and getting it down to 1. So this is quite a good opportunity for me, because I thought I might be able to get back in. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to make it back just in time, but thankfully someone was able to jump there and throw another clam in. I don't know where they jumped to, but I guess they must have had a beacon or something, or maybe there was one person who was still alive. But they were able to jump over there and able to get one last clam in before I could get there. So that was quite a good match. I actually had a lot of fun doing that one. I thought that everyone was, I thought it was a good way for everyone to show everyone on our team doing their part, because that part where there was my teammate calling this way because he had 9 clams left, so I threw one of them in and they got to the super clam, and then they didn't quite make it, so I swam in and picked up the super clam and threw it into the basket, which is a good teamwork in my opinion. So that's going to be the end of this video, and anyway, if you like this video, then please give it a like, and if you're not already, subscribe. It really does help me out to get my channel known, and if you want to see more content like this and more Splatoon 2, or if you have any suggestions of what weapons I should use in future videos, then please leave a comment in the comment section below. And until next time folks, bye.